Attention. We don't pay attention to boring things. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning when I was suddenly startled into consciousness by the presence of a small spotlight sweeping across the walls of our living room. In the moonlight, I could see the 6-foot frame of a young man in a trench coat, clutching a flashlight and examining the contents of our house. His other hand held something metallic, glinting brightly in the silvery light. As my sleepy brain was immediately and violently aroused, it struck me that my home was about to be robbed by someone younger than me, bigger than me, and in possession of a firearm. Heart pounding, knees shaking, I crept to the phone, quickly called the police, turned on the lights, went to stand guard outside my children's room, and prayed. Miraculously, a police car was already in the vicinity and activated its sirens within a minute of my phone call. This all happened so quickly that my would-be assailant left his getaway car in our driveway, engines still running. He was quickly apprehended. That experience lasted only 45 seconds, but aspects of it are indelibly impressed in my memory, from the outline of the young man's coat to the shape of his firearm. Does it matter to learning if we pay attention? The short answer is, you bet it does. My brain fully aroused, I will never forget that experience as long as I live. The more attention the brain pays to a given stimulus, the more elaborately the information will be encoded and retained. That has implications for your employees, your students, and your kids. A strong link between attention and learning has been shown in classroom research both 100 years ago and as recently as last week. The story is consistent. Whether you are an eager preschooler or a bored out-of-your-mind undergraduate, better attention always equals better learning. It improves retention of reading material, accuracy, and clarity during writing, math, and science scores, every academic category that has ever been tested. So, I ask this question of every college course I teach. Given a class of medium interest, not too boring, not too exciting, when do you start glancing at the clock, wondering when the class will be over? There is always some nervous shuffling, a few smiles, and then a lot of silence. Eventually someone blurts out, 10 minutes, Dr. Medina. Why 10 minutes? I inquire. That's when I start to lose attention. That's when I begin to wonder when this torment will be over. The comments are always said in frustration. A college lecture is still about 50 minutes long. Peer-reviewed studies confirm my informal inquiry. Before the first quarter hour is over in a typical presentation, people have usually checked out. If keeping someone's interest in a lecture were a business, it would have an 80% failure rate. What happens at the 10-minute mark to cause such trouble? Nobody knows. The brain seems to be making choices according to some stubborn timing pattern, undoubtedly influenced by both culture and gene. This fact suggests a teaching and business imperative. Find a way to arouse and then hold somebody's attention for a specific period of time. But how? To answer that question, we will need to explore some very complex pieces of neurological real estate. We are about to investigate the remarkable world of human attention, including what's going on in our brains when we turn our attention to something, the importance of emotions, and the myth of multitasking. Can I have your attention, please? While you are hearing these words, millions of sensory neurons in your brain are firing simultaneously, all carrying messages, each attempting to grab your attention. Only a few will succeed in breaking through to your awareness, and the rest will be ignored, either in part or in full. Incredibly, it is easy for you to alter this balance, effortlessly granting airplay to one of the many messages you were previously ignoring. While hearing this sentence, can you feel where your elbows are right now? The messages that do grab your attention are connected to memory, interest, and awareness.